as you can see, we are back in Piraeus again this week. Don't worry, this is not another tour of Piraeus. I am going to an island, obviously, but this trip is a little bit different for me because while I've been on this ferry, the Blue Star Paros, many times, I've never gone to this island. We'll get to that. This is the longest I've ever been on a ferry. This ferry is, I think it's like 8.5 hours. And so we're gonna see what that's like to be on a ferry. The longest I've ever done is gone to Naxos, which is like 5.5 hours. It is also the late ferry, leaving at 5:30, and it gets into this island at 2 a.m. And I've never done that. I don't like to do that because I like to be able to like see where I'm at and everything. But fortunately where I'm staying, they're picking me up from the port, so it's not an issue. And this is the only option to get to this island. Because this ferry ride is so long, I booked myself into business so I would have more space. Although it's way busier than I thought it would be, and actually the ferry is more full than I thought it would be, as you can see. So it is now, let's see, 5:50. So we have a long time to go. And we have a long time even for the first island because the first island is Syros. So it's going to take a while. So I'm probably going to eat some food and get some work done and then hopefully later fall asleep for a little while. But my plan is to give you a tour of the ferry a little bit more than I normally do because I have the time. And then also kind of show you when we come into town, to the islands. This is basically what business looks like on the Paros. It's a fairly large area, and usually it's pretty empty, but today there seems to be a lot of people. Maybe they're going as far as me, but even if you're going to Paros and Naxos, it's far because it goes to Syros first. And they don't run this ferry this way every time. And it's freezing on this ferry. And I'm wearing linen pants, a t-shirt, and a denim shirt, and sandals. And I wish I had a scarf and real shoes. I don't know if it's because it's been on all day, but it's very cold. The one thing I really like about being up here is they have menus and they come and wait on you. You don't have to go and stand in line for food and stuff, and the food is basically the same. Now there is a burger place that you can go to called Goodies if you wanted to have something less healthy. And it's on this particular boat, it's at the stern. Here is one of the little cafes where you can walk up and just order things, and then the burger place is at the back of the ship. These are the airplane seats, which are a little more than economy, but a little more comfortable for such a long ride. This is where the burger place is, and it's pretty busy back here, but most people just sit here. It's not exclusively for the burger place, though. This is another economy, or anyone who wants to sit out here can. There's a smaller deck below that's outside, but there's also a little cafe out here, and a lot of people who want to smoke or have dogs with them, they'll sit out here. I will say the one thing about being out here today is it's much warmer out here than it is inside, and it's kind of nice to defrost a little bit. And you can walk around out here. It's not like one of the fast ferries where you have to stay inside. There's some seating out here and up there as well. Here are the cabins. There are some on different decks. I've actually never been in one because I've never really been on a ferry long enough. Even this ferry, while it was long, I didn't really think it was worth it. I've come out on deck to get warm. Although now that the sun has gone down, it is not much warmer out here than it is inside. But my nose is freezing. At this point, there really isn't much more to see other than when we get into the ports. The first stop, as I said, is Syros, and we should be there in like an hour and 30 minutes, I think. It's gonna be a long night. We are now in Syros. We arrived early, so maybe we will arrive early to the island I'm going to. It looks pretty at night, always in Syros. Seem to be a lot of people waiting to get on the ferry, surprisingly enough. And now the hordes of people will get onto the boat. It's taken them a while to get all the cargo off, but like I said, we arrived early, so that helps. Doesn't mean we leave early though, so. But the weather's been pretty calm. We are now pulling into Paros. It's so interesting to do this at night. I've done it, but mostly just going back to Piraeus, not going to the islands. But the islands always look really beautiful at night with all the lights, so that's been really nice. And most people got off in Syros, and I think a lot of people that are left will get off here. I also think that we're in Paros for a while, because it says that we dock at, let's see what time it is, at 11:30, and then we get to Naxos at 1. Well, and Naxos is only like an hour from here, so I'm not sure. Or maybe they just go really slow. But I may try to sleep for a little bit. I'm kind of don't want to, because I want to make sure that I sleep once I get to Donousa, because I want to enjoy my time there and not sleep till noon tomorrow.
Drivers should proceed to the garages. Please make sure that you have not left any of your personal belongings behind. Thank you.
Well, not very many people getting on, but quite a few people getting off, and a whole bus of tourists. Looks like German. Never seen that before. Well, while I was waiting here, I think the cafe out here closed. Could have swore it was open when I came out. Even less people waiting here to get on the ferry. I imagine that Donousa will be fairly empty. There are very few people left in business at this point. There's a priest, and I think there's a couple of people on the other side. That is it. We are still sitting here in Naxos because it doesn't leave till 1, and we got here very early. So we should be here for another 5 minutes or so, and then next stop is my stop. I don't think I've ever been more excited to get to my ferry destination, because I am tired and still freezing. It's finally my turn to get off the boat. I will say that having to wait so long to get to your destination makes it a little bit more exciting when you finally do get here. I have made it to my room, and I am going to go to bed because I was barely awake on the ferry. It's 2:30 in the morning. I cannot wait to see what this looks like tomorrow morning. Kalimera from Donousa. This is the view that I woke up to this morning. It's spectacular. The ferry dropped us off over there last night, and that's Naxos in the distance. I could not ask for a better view. Stay tuned to see the video of Donousa that will come out next week. I hope you guys enjoyed this little tour of the Blue Star Paros and a sneak peek at next week's videos. Thanks for watching.